Hello and welcome to India Post Live, India's first online news conversation portal. Today we are talking about video games, thank the Lord, because the E3 conference is about to start on June the 10th to the 12th. Of course, all the big companies have done their pressers and other announcements already, so we're just going to update you with the latest on all those things. In the studio today with me is Ishan, who is the founder and editor of Just Another Gaming site. Is jags.in. We've got Chaitanya, who's usually doing football, but he's also a big geeky gamer. Yes, and we've got Abhishek also joining us on Google Hangout today. Thank you guys for coming in. Let's talk about some video games. Yes. Right, I think the most sensible way to go about this is let's break it down in the categories. So let's start with Microsoft, and let's start with the Halo collection. Ishan, go ahead.
Halo's easily Microsoft's biggest franchise, and this year marks the 10th anniversary of Halo 2, which pretty much sold the original Xbox. So I think to celebrate that, they're bringing out the Halo Master Chief Collection, which is Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, Halo 3, and Halo 4, all on one disc.
Oh, one disc?
Yeah, all on one
Fantastic.
disc. Accessible through one user interface with over 100 multiplayer maps that span across all 4 games and their DLCs.
Oh, fantastic. So here I thought it was just going to be another one of these promotional, we'll send you a cool Master Chief case or something. You're a PlayStation guy. Are you interested in this at all? That's enough. That's enough. That's enough from you.
But the fact that there are 4 Halos in one disc, that's a mega disc.
That's crazy. That's a mega disc.
That's
I'm digging over the multiplayer. Abhishek, Halo.
Yeah, hi.
Halo. You can hear me? Halo. Nicely done. Excited about this Halo collection?
Well, I'm not very much, but because I use the PS3, so I play games on PS3. I'm not very much.
Well, okay, cool. Well, I'm also an Xbox guy, so I think we've got a nice balanced room. Let us keep on the Microsoft guys. You guys can shut up for a little bit while we do the Microsoft bit. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I'm getting a little tired with the series, to be honest, but they did put Kevin Spacey in the trailer, which was cool.
Well, Call of Duty is rinse and repeat. That's what they've been doing for years, but they're trying to shake things up this year. You've got exoskeleton suits, big-ass mech tanks walking over, jetpack boots. So.
All right, so basically new toys, new graphics.
Graphics,
same.
Not that new.
It'll be the same engine as Ghosts?
I think so.
Okie dokie. Well, that's enough for that. You guys should check out that trailer, though. It is pretty cool, especially if you're a fan of House of Cards. There's a little Frank Underwood going on there as well. The Witcher 3, not a game I'm entirely familiar with. Any of you guys?
Oh,
to you again, sir.
That game's going to be massive. The world is so vast, and I think their exact words were, any place you can see, you can go to, including the mountains in the distance. And there's just so much to do at every turn, and every action you take can come back to affect your story. So it's going to be amazing.
Fantastic, fantastic. And of course, there is the Xbox One release dates have been set.
Yes.
Abhishek, I hear the price is going to be around 40 grand. Is that competitive? There you go. 45 with Connect, 46 with Connect rather. Abhishek? I think your mic is muted.
Can you hear?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So the prices are competitive, I would say, and they have priced almost at the same price at which the PS4 is priced in India.
Right.
So let's see how the overall response, especially I do see a lot of people who are very much excited to go with Connect as well with an Xbox One. So that would make a lot of sense. Let's see what is the overall response once it comes to India.
Well, for that extra like 5 or 10 grand or so, you as a PlayStation user, is the Connect enough to all you?
I don't think at this point it could be again a deciding thing, even with the Xbox One and the PS4. You put a lot of converts
like
here
on a rough thing, it wouldn't be enough to.
It wouldn't be enough, but then again, even the Xbox, there's so much to experiment with the Kinect. We might see a lot of people changing.
That's also true. There wasn't any announcements, let's say, to do with Kinect specific advancements, you know? Nothing that really stood out for me.
Ubisoft had a fitness game and their dance
I mean,
games.
that's the run of the mill.
I think last year they focused a lot on Kinect and entertainment, which the fans didn't take too kindly to.
Yeah.
So they're like, you know what, we'll give you what you want.
Indeed, a series that has been taken by anyone from Microsoft to PlayStation to PC when it started back in the day is Tomb Raider. And they've announced a new Tomb Raider as well, which is going to be pretty funky. I played the one I'm playing actually right now, the one...
The reboot?
The reboot.
Yeah, so...
I like it's a bit more severe, got a bit more of a mature theme of it. What's new about this one?
Well, this one focuses on Lara right after the events of the game you're playing.
I haven't finished
the reboot. Yeah,
for me.
so she's dealing with the trauma of being stuck on that island and all the horrors she went through.
So I'm getting stuck on the island. Thanks for the
That's your
again,
ultimate
guys.
spoiler, right?
Oops. Alright, well, on that horrible note, I'm going to move on to EA. And of course, FIFA 15, the trailer is out. Again, everyone's just going to buy that. It's going to be awesome. Are there any PlayStation or Xbox specific features? Like the Xbox had the Kinect stuff last time. Is there anything that came out?
Usually they announce FIFA Ultimate Team related features exclusively for the Xbox, but I don't recall any of that this year.
Rock and roller?
No changes on the co-op, right? No changes on the co-op seasons that they came out with in 14.
I think they are adding more modes.
Right?
They're bringing back online tournaments with friends, which I think was they dropped the ball with that by getting rid of it a few seasons ago.
You know what mode I would love to have in FIFA? If anyone at FIFA is listening, by the way, this is a great idea. They should have a special guest referee mode for your friend who doesn't play FIFA but has to sit there while we all game it. He can control the referee, and just like in wrestling, it used to be the special referee. You guys should totally do that. Do it. Do it. Battlefront 3, new announcement as well. That's going to be exciting. Anyone who loves Star Wars, this guy definitely. Awesome, not so much lightsabers as blasters, but it's a Star Wars shooter, so can't complain.
They haven't really gotten too much into development yet, so we just had the guys from the studio talk a bit about how they're approaching the game. So they've actually gone back to the set of the original movies to give, say, the truest possible experience for a Star Wars fan, because this is something people have been waiting for a long time.
And I expect there'll be a lot of like side sort of spin-off games and stuff going on now that they're rebooting the entire Star Wars universe. I expect it to go...
Not a lot of spin-offs.
Not spin-offs so much as they're going to push more into the...
Yeah, and they're all going to be
it's a new area to explore.
Interlinked. It's not going to be random games that just have the Star Wars license anymore, because that's what they're trying to change now.
Get a universe going, quite literally. Fantastic. Right, Battlefield. We're from front to field. Battlefield Hardline. For you anti-COD people, that's your option. Really cool, as you can see there in the photo. It's going to be set in a kind of, you can do it more urban. It's going to be a cops and robbers type thing, you said, right? So that is pretty crazy. I mean, that looks like Need for Speed with guns.
Yeah. That actually, they actually have done a very good job with their change of layout from the last Battlefield. I think the last Battlefield was
it received mixed.
Horrible.
I mean, I thought it was great. I loved it. It was
considering
vast.
the way the games are.
I think everything is great.
Well, so the beta went live this morning itself when they announced the release. So I got a chance to play a couple of hours in the morning, and it does feel similar to Battlefield 4.
Okay.
But there's a lot of close quarters combat, not the large-scale warfare a Battlefield fan is used to. So they're definitely shifting the focus, as with their recent DLCs, and focus on deathmatch modes, because that's what fans seem to want now. So I think the Battlefield of old might just be dead.
So more shotguns, less snipers in brief. Cool. Mass Effect, another new announcement.
Yeah, this is something everyone expected, but they're not quite ready to show us. So again, this is concept art from the game. The developers have said that BioWare have said they're working on a completely new location, new characters, new stories. So Commander Shepard saga, unfortunately, is over, but it's a vast universe. There's just so much they can do, and it's something I think every Mass Effect fan is looking forward to.
I think there's further encouragement for the Mass Effect fans with a lot of trust being put in this franchise and taking it really farther forward. They've really got their backs into it. So I'm very sure there's a lot of lot more to come from there.
I personally believe Mass Effect 2 is probably the greatest game of the last generation.
Really?
If not one of all time.
This is a series that I have to pick up actually. It's one I've avoided. Along with BioWare is also announced an unnamed project.
Yeah, so the
That
BioWare
sounds
team
very mysterious,
is,
and their other games are having a good and funky vibe around them.
So the team split into two. Half of them are working on the new Mass Effect, and the other half on this unnamed project. We got to see some beautiful scenery and stuff, but nothing more than that.
Nothing more than that. So okay, look out for it in the future, guys. That's gonna be there. And briefly, Dragon Age is also coming up with a new one. So fans again there. That's also available. Let's pop on to Ubisoft now. There it is, Dragon Age Inquisition. Right. On to Ubisoft and a different and a more popular RPG, I say. Far Cry 4 is also out, and it's going to be set here in the Himalayas.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
What all can you? Where are you going to be? There we go. That's cool. A rocket launcher, and sitting with all the hills in the background. That's funky. So what's going to make this game stand out?
Well, off the top of my head, as soon as you start this, folks talking in Hindi, then there's chase sequences in an auto rickshaw.
Yes.
What more do you want? And
the damage meter's like this big.
and there's rampaging elephants that just take down tanks.
Fantastic. All right. Okay. Sold.
And
Forget the guns.
And of course, the mentally unstable antagonist, which the Far Cry franchise has come to be known for.
Yep.
And the main guy is called Ajay.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a step forward for India and RPGs. Awesome. I really want to talk a lot more about these games, but we have to push on. Assassin's Creed Unity. Awesome. This time, they're sticking a new mode into it. There you can see a 4-player Unity, it's called Unity, it's a Unity of 4 players, in a co-op mode that you can now go through. I presume this will be much like the multiplayer that came in the last ones, but just more guys now. Will it be like, what, now, just like a try and kill the other person type thing, or will you be going on campaigns together?
Yeah, this is for people coming in to help out with your campaign. And this is, of course, next-gen and PC exclusive. There's a separate Assassin's Creed, if I'm not mistaken, Assassin's Creed Comet, which they didn't talk about at all, which is for Xbox 360 and PS3, because I don't think the hardware can support such a game.
But again, this Assassin's Creed franchise hadn't become like a guilty pleasure for everyone. We'd like it. We'd like to play more, but they're kind of stretching it out with.
Well, you know, I didn't like them getting rid of what do you call it, Ezio.
But again, that's
at 3. I was like, because then we got out of the cities and my whole thing was running around the Vatican. I just want to get Abhishek's take on this as well, because I have been ignoring him a little bit, and I know he's got stuff to say. We usually have him in the studio. Abhishek, Assassin's Creed, actually, in fact, what we've talked about so far, anything that stands out from there that you want to mention, anything else about?
I have not played the latest version of Assassin's Creed, but I have played the game. On my PS3, I have played it. At that time, it was used to be very good, but I have not played multiplayer gaming on that one, or I have not explored the latest one, so I won't be able to comment much.
But is that so? Having played the games themselves in the single-player mode, does the multiplayer, in fact, now co-op 4-way multiplayer, does that excite you as well?
Definitely, that would help a lot, especially people who have problems with networks and connectivity. You can actually have 4 people approximately playing on the same console. It makes a lot of sense, and they actually get to feel the game quite closely when they play it.
Absolutely. You just need a big TV that's...
I don't think it's local co-op.
It's not local co-op. It's not local co-op. Right. Yeah. So, there again, forcing us... You know, this is one thing that's actually bugged me, and it's bugged me the most with racing games.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
It just makes no sense whatsoever to knock out. You're going to play...
You have a
you're
mate
sitting
over
there,
you'd like
yeah.
to play, right?
Even I think I can't remember which one it was, but there wasn't even a 2-player.
No.
Everything was online.
I think the last few
Everything
years.
online. Need for Speed, Run,
Like,
Rivals,
I
everything
understand
was
the
online.
evolution into the internet age and doing all this and connectivity, but you should still have the option. It's there in the hardware
I
and
think
in the software. Why can't you?
That's what gaming
Yeah.
was when it started, right?
It's a
bunch of people
bonding-
huddled around the TV
Yeah.
playing together.
Yep.
And now
We don't want to lose that. It becomes even more antisocial. Plus, I
Need
can't.
for Speed has pretty much ditched the
can't
concept
hit people
of
entirely,
screen.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, Rainbow Six. I think a lot of people are excited about that.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Siege. It's called the new Tom Clancy game. Exciting.
Well, I think this is the first Rainbow Six game in about 6 or 7 years. People have been waiting for quite some time for this, and I think they've set it up really nice. It's going to be a 5v5 with one special forces guys, and the others are a bunch of kidnappers. And the good guys have to extract the kidnappee.
Hostage.
The hostage, yes.
The kidnapping. It sounds like an interview. Kidnapping.
The hostage.
Meet the
The
kidnapper.
hostage.
They have to or eliminate the
Because
opposition.
Splinter Cell was more often the more predominant, let's say, Tom Clancy video game.
Yeah.
Recently, I know you're a huge fan.
Blacklist.
Fan of that.
Finish
of
the Blacklist. Again,
yeah.
it's even with the Division, and you see Tom Clancy coming up with next level online play with their Spies versus Mercs, even in Blacklist, and even with the gameplay of the Division, it kind of blows your mind to
Yeah,
see
this looks great. This looks
how
like a
in-depth they've
more,
gone.
a more strategic, like.
It's
What do you call
not
this?
it's not just you start throwing flashbangs and grenade at every running thing you see. You actually
Gotta have
place
a
your
brain on
grenades. The
yourself.
range is in your hand. It's a very hands-on game. If you're I'm sorry, if you're in it, you're in it. So
And it's also got that cool thing. I love it in games when they have that mode where you can just go in slow motion, target everyone, and just takes them out. It's just awesome.
execute.
It's like slow mo. Okay, sip of tea. Everybody dead. Okay, great. Let's move on finally because we are running short on time to Sony, which we've actually got the most amount of stuff to talk about. Arkham Knight. We've already seen the previews and the trailers. That's already there. That's the new Batman game. Which you can check out. That's going to be awesome. As you can see, you're going to be able to play in the Batmobile this time around. That's going to be awesome. Ishan says it's like a tank.
It's a tank.
So that's crazy. GTA 5, they've also announced for the next gen consoles is going to be available now on the Xbox One and the PS4, which is
And
great.
finally PC.
And yes, and
PC.
so they'll be. Are they going to literally remaster the whole thing in terms of graphics, or are they just going to adapt it?
I
to
think
it?
they're gonna bump it up a little.
Just bump it up a little bit because the graphics are already pretty damn
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
But the only thing I know, it's been quite a while since GTA 5 came out, but the heists feature for GTA Online is still nowhere in sight. It was supposed to come out last year.
That's a good point.
So
I think all everyone ends up in the GTA Online mode is just shooting the blimp.
Yeah,
trying
but
to
a couple
shoot
of
the
glitchy
blimp.
robbers.
yeah, but they
running across.
advertised it with the heists.
with the
and
heists. That was a part of the opening trailer's credits.
yes.
But I
right?
mean, they also went back on it. But they at least Rockstar have the courage to, when they messed up, they went back and they actually said, "Sorry, we were supposed to." They made a public apology about it. Some people just make an excuse. So I'm glad they at least can. They always make great games. So whatever they're doing, they're happy. We'd just like to see what the next one is going to be from Rockstar. Red Dead 2.
Red Dead 2.
Possibly.
The
This
agent
wasn't
in-
part of E3 just yet, so we're speculating over
The
whether it's
agent
gonna
is
happen or
also
not,
in the spanner.
and the agent. They've got Rockstar. They've got some issues going on. No,
yeah,
what was it?
they have their teams are split. San Diego, I think, split up with Canada, if I'm not wrong. They're working together for Red Dead. Rockstar San Diego.
Again, they haven't announced anything.
Yeah.
And
Again, fingers crossed because
this was
that's
the
very much
big-
a permanent franchise between the Red Dead the series and the Grand Theft series. They see a lot of potential in it. So
yeah, this was the big expected reveal, and it's here. So I think this is where all their efforts were concentrated.
Agreed.
GTA 5
So
PC.
that's two massive franchises. Arkham, I can't wait for as well because A, I'm a Batman fan. B, I'm a fan of the game series. I think it's awesome, and I can't wait to use the Batmobile. GTA 5, also massive franchise, but another massive franchise, and I know you PlayStation people are super excited about this, is Uncharted 4.
I don't know
Gonna
for
see
how
some
long we're
massive
going to survive
cinematics.
on this
That's
trailer.
not that'll be that, but that looks almost lifelike right there.
Yeah, and to imagine that they're going to take all their sweet time to get this game, and all we have is one 30-second trailer with darkness and this image. I don't know for how long it's going to take. But it's gonna be worth its weight. This is one of the biggest and the best franchises there is.
I think this, even if you take everything else out of the equation, PlayStation fans are just happy with this.
Yeah. I couldn't agree with that more. You PlayStation fans love obsessing about how that's the one game that you guys have that's awesome and all this.
Did the E3 although give any clues as to when this would release in the summer of 2015 or something? Are we
next
talking
year,
that?
if I'm not mistaken.
Next year sometime. All right, happy days. Uncharted 4. Nothing. Anything else you want to mention on Uncharted 4 to get these guys all excited again?
It's
Anything
probably
that
the
they're-
last.
It's probably the
Oh,
last.
that was not about. Oh, come on! That's a major
It might be,
spoiler.
it might
I
just be the
can't
last
remember.
one.
I think again you guys will have to Google it because I can't remember the
It's
name
called-
myself. I think they had someone really famous write it as well, if I'm not mistaken.
And this will be straight on the next gen consoles, not to PS3.
I don't think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, time to start upgrading if you're stuck in the past. Me too. Mortal Kombat, another massive
Mortal
franchise.
Kombat X.
We saw the trailer yesterday.
We were zonked.
That looks pretty cool. Getting back into the more fluid, the violence is of course violent as they come. Straight up fighting, better graphics, more blood, same old guys. Scorpion, get over here, Sub-Zero, freezing people. Liu Kang and the lot doing their things. Will this have any story mode to it, or will this just be like the other ones?
Classic beat 'em up is what
Classic
you like.
beat 'em up is all we end up using.
Yeah.
They tried it. They got lost along the ways back in the day
Yeah.
with Mortal Kombat, something
Yeah,
Otherworlds or something
but
like that.
the guys making NetherRealm, they made Injustice some
Yeah.
time ago.
Injustice,
and
Gods
that's been
Among Us.
hugely popular. So you can see some of the similarities in the way they
But
go about the mechanics.
from the trailer, the mechanics were looking a lot more fluid because that's like the main difference between, let's say, a Tekken and a Mortal Kombat is that you have that Tekken has a bit more of a free flow, kind of more prone to button mashing than Mortal Kombat. Oh, you can still get away with it. My sister does somehow. I don't know how.
But
she
now
keeps
it's a more
eating it.
cinematic experience.
More
Yeah, the
cinematic.
gameplay is
Yeah,
very
yeah.
zoom in,
Yeah,
zoom
you
out,
get the
pan in,
specials
pan
even
out.
in the recent in the last release on the Xbox. So that slow when you
Yeah.
the left and
it
right
still
triggers and
goes
just you get the bones
slow-mo.
breaking and
Yeah.
so you like your blood and violence. Mortal Kombat X is going to be coming out. That's pretty cool. Now I want to go to a big one, which is No Man's Sky. This is also a new thing that we've heard from. Sony has announced this during their press conference. From what I gathered, this is sort of like a spore with machines and weapons and more of a fighting version. But I think Ishan, you should probably elaborate and
Yeah,
give them
so
a better
this is
picture.
one of the big non-AAA games. It's being made by an indie studio, and it's an entirely procedurally generated world. That means everything is made as you go along, and there's no limit to what the universe can make.
Right.
And the developers themselves don't have any idea what it's going to throw up. And each player starts on a unique planet that nobody's ever been to, guaranteeing a fresh experience.
And
So-
so, presumably, so will you be building up your entire civilization and then moving out into the universe?
No,
or is
it's just you and your ship. So you explore,
your
you encounter enemies, you have some space
It's like Age
dogfights.
of, Age of
But you
Empires
can- you
brought
can
down to 3D, right?
But you can create colonies and civilizations and all this, or what? I'm
No,
still
I
not
think,
sort
I think
of
you
getting
just
the
travel around, explore, shoot people.
right.
But again,
Okay,
it's
cool.
too
But
early
you
to
can
tell.
go. I mean, you can shoot
Yeah.
a lot of people on a lot of planets. So okay, yeah, for the space violent and you.
Sold. Sold.
Right. Speaking of planets, Little Big Planet or Little Big Planet 3,
Wow.
PlayStation.
Yeah, so the guys.
So sweet. It looks like the guy from 9 in the movie.
So the guys behind Little Big Planet actually came out on social media and said, we're not going to E3. And then this came out of nowhere, and everyone was like, whoa!
So surely they must have figured something out behind closed doors that worth mentioning. What would that be?
So, as you can see, the 3 different characters behind the main Sackboy. So they bring in different gameplay elements. They've got their own unique abilities that so that only in co-op will you be able to access different parts of the level, because each character can do certain things. And so like the little bird can pick up the little guy and fly him to some high off location he won't be able to get to otherwise. The big dude can pull down heavy objects and stuff. So
So teamwork
yeah.
and cuteness. Happy days. Well, if you like that, that is going to be coming our way soon. I want to end on 2 things again for your PlayStation fans, which is PlayStation Now and PlayStation TV. PlayStation Now Now this was, they bought Gaikai, or is this just like Gaikai?
No, they bought Gaikai, which then enabled them to go on
essentially
to
for
PlayStation
people
Now.
who haven't heard of this is a game streaming service that they're going to be giving. As you can see there in the photo, this will be available on pretty much any platform you can, as long as you have a remote to interact, like a controller to interact with it. It'll essentially stream the video games from old consoles and stuff to your device, and you can play whatever, wherever.
So they've actually made a
however.
dedicated library, haven't they?
Yeah, so
You've
you
kind of brought
have
it down
access
to
to
80,
like
yeah.
over 300 games that are all. So all the processing is done on their servers, and you just get a video.
So basically, if your computer can stream in HD, you can play the HD game
Yeah.
on your device, wherever that may be. That is pretty cool. I remember hearing about Gaikai a while ago, and I was super excited about it. I'd like to see this is one thing that could take PlayStation over
Take
the
a lot
top
of converts
again.
there, because they've kind of solved the problem for everyone.
Converts,
Isn't there?
not so much. Some of us are loyalists. We don't give in so easy. We don't do things like copy Apple, which is what they've done with PlayStation TV. No, I'm just kidding for you PlayStation fans. It also sounds pretty cool. Go ahead, tell me.
PlayStation TV, it gives you access to their original programming. They've got a lot of stuff. They're working on new movies, new TV shows, which will be, you can get them on PlayStation TV. And of course, PlayStation TV lets you stream PlayStation 3 and older games.
So
PlayStation
now it's available on all that as
on
well.
this, yeah. So now is going into open beta soon and will be available in the US and Canada towards the end of the summer.
We don't.
It'll get here eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Well, that's pretty much that on the coverage of E3 so far. The expo is still on till the 12th, so there's plenty more information coming about that later on. Otherwise, in the studio, thanks for joining me, Chaitanya and Ishan. And Abhishek, though it was brief, also on Google Hangout. Cheers for joining, buddy. We lost you a little bit in the middle. That is on Skype, sorry, rather. And to all of you guys watching, do tweet in. Let us know what you think about all of this, whether you'd like to see anything being done about these PlayStation and Xbox prices and all the cool games. We'd like to know what you think. Do message in on Twitter at IndiaPostLive using the hashtag IndiaPostLive. Do check out his site Jags for more information on gaming, because it is really well put together, and you can watch the video there too later. In the meantime, thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you next time.